Amazing first day here in China. Wow, this train looks so cool. So cool. Look at that.
It was not until I came across this top American tycoon's video about traveling in China that I realized that the smearing of China by Western media could be this outrageous.
Oh my God, this is amazing. Oh my God, so beautiful. Oh my God, the acceleration and speed is just absolutely insane. Amazing first day here in China.
After achieving financial freedom, this American tycoon began traveling to some of the developed countries around the world. However, because Western media had long treated China as a target of sustained suppression, China had never appeared on his travel list. But what no one expected was that after China introduced its visa-free policy, the tag Travel China seemed to explode in popularity and dominated the headlines of foreign video platforms for several consecutive months. The unanimous praise for China from travel bloggers all over the world also made him begin to doubt the reports of Western media. In order to find out the truth, the blogger immediately decided to travel to China in person to see for himself. However, because he had heard that China was not very safe, he deliberately changed into what he believed to be the most low-key outfit. But the blogger obviously did not realize that in the eyes of Chinese people, his outfit was unmistakably the look of a wealthy man. However, right after landing at Shanghai airport, the blogger faced the camera and said that he wanted to see whether China's public transportation was really as slow and rundown as Western media had reported. Therefore, he decided to take the maglev train from the airport to his destination, and then transfer to a taxi to reach the hotel he had booked on the Bund. But what no one expected was that as the train slowly started moving, he was instantly stunned by the acceleration of the maglev train.
Oh my God, the acceleration and speed is just absolutely insane. That's crazy.
Amid the blogger's constant amazement, the train quickly arrived at its destination. After exiting the station, he hailed a taxi to the hotel. However, as soon as the taxi entered downtown Shanghai, he was left speechless by the modern urban architecture and the grand transportation hubs around him. Was it not said that China's development could not even compare to the West in the 1950s? How could this place look more developed than any country he had ever visited?
From my first morning of exploring here in Shanghai, I can say that I really love the city. Everything is so clean and so organized. And even though Shanghai is very big and everything seems very organized, everything seems very structured. There's no chaos. What I really love it. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
After putting down his luggage at the hotel, when the blogger appeared in front of the camera again, it was already night. But what he did not expect was that Shanghai's night view was even more breathtaking than what he had seen during the day. The classical Yuan garden looked even more elegant and magnificent under the glow of the lights. This made the blogger once again unable to stop himself from exclaiming,
"Oh my God, this is amazing. Oh my God, so beautiful. Look at all of this."
Before he realized it, the blogger had wandered the streets of Shanghai until 2 a.m. looking at the bustling crowds around him. He could not help but express his confusion, wondering whether Chinese people ever needed to rest. But not long after, he learned on his phone that he had actually been fortunate enough to arrive during the Chinese New Year.
Oh my God, this is so amazing. All the beautiful lights. Oh, I never imagined it to be like this. This is like truly fascinating.
Under the dazzling lights, the distant skyline unfolded before him like a breathtaking painting. The blogger had never imagined that on his very first day in China, he would be conquered by the charm of this country.
Blown away. What an amazing first day here in China. Honestly, I've never seen a view like this in any other city. It is absolutely mind-blowing.
As he continued walking, the blogger was drawn to the street food in front of him. Although he had previously been dismissive of such food, the aroma in the air made him, after walking all day, suddenly feel a surge of appetite. However, in order to preserve his dignity as a wealthy man, he went to great lengths to find a seat where he could sit down. Yet not long after he sat down, the owner automatically seated him at a shared table. Fortunately, the Xiaolong bao and beef noodles did not disappoint him. After just one small bite, he was so amazed that he repeatedly exclaimed how delicious it was, and even the discomfort of sharing a table vanished at that moment.
That is so good. Oh, that is good. Oh, that is delicious. Oh my God, that is so nice.
Although the blogger had only been in Shanghai for a few hours, his experiences during that time had already made him begin to re-examine this country. Shanghai's prosperity and advancement not only completely contradicted the description given by Western media, but were even more impressive than some developed cities he had visited. In order to break his stereotypes about China, he immediately decided that over the next period of time he would visit other cities in China. So early the next morning, he prepared to take a train north to see the current development of China's capital, Beijing. At the station entrance, the blogger said that he had previously experienced Japan's Shinkansen and South Korea's KTX high-speed train. But when he learned that the fastest high-speed train in the world was China's Fuxing train, he was so shocked that he stood there frozen. Therefore, he wanted to take this opportunity to see whether China's high-speed rail was merely hype. However, the moment he stepped into the station, he was stunned by what he saw. Inside the station were enormous LED screens one after another, along with streams of travelers coming and going. It made him feel as though he were inside an international airport in some developed country. After passing through ticket inspection and entering the platform, he was first slightly amazed by the train's streamlined exterior.
Wow, this train looks so cool. So cool. Look at that.
Eagerly entering the carriage, he was again astonished by the clean restroom and the spacious, comfortable seats. The blogger said that before coming to China, he had never imagined that Chinese trains could be this advanced. Compared to the high-speed train he had taken in Austria last time, China's train was far superior in both technological sophistication and cleanliness. Moreover, this train not only provided USB charging ports in front of the seats, but also power outlets beneath the seats. By simply lowering the tray table in front, it could transform into a small workstation. However, as the train began to accelerate, the blogger once again could not help but praise China's high-speed rail.
Wow, that is amazing. We are hurtling down the tracks at 350 kilometers per hour, and it is smooth and quiet indeed.
The blogger also said that there was another astonishing feature when taking high-speed rail in China, which was that passengers could actually order takeout. As long as they selected the food they wanted at the previous station, during the interval before arriving at the next station, the delivery courier would run up to them with the food. This was something he had never even dared to imagine in other countries. After successfully receiving the takeout, the blogger could not wait to taste it. However, after one small bite, he said that although the takeout tasted good, compared with it, the street food he had eaten in Shanghai the day before was even better. After a long journey, the blogger finally arrived at Beijing station in the evening. But the moment he stepped out of the carriage, he was stunned by the overwhelming crowds in front of him. After struggling through the flow of people to reach the station hall, he finally shared his reflections. The blogger said that because he had long been influenced by Western media, when he saw so many people, he immediately became very nervous, afraid that something might happen to him there. However, when he saw that everyone was busy following the escalators and stairways to exit the station, and that no one even had time to glance at him, he realized that once again his understanding of China had been biased. And the fact that he was now appearing in front of the camera, completely unharmed, was enough to prove that China was a sufficiently safe country. After resting at the hotel for one night, the blogger got up early the next day. He planned to visit the National Museum of China to see how this mysterious Eastern nation with 5,000 years of history had managed, in just over 70 years, to transform itself into what it is today. However, what he did not expect was that although the National Museum was free to visit, it required an online reservation. And as a foreign visitor who had not done any prior research, he was unsurprisingly turned away at the door.
Turns out you have to make appointments online. You have to make a reservation online if you want to come and visit this place, which I didn't know. Nobody told me, and I guess I should have done my research a little bit better.
Seeing this situation, he had no choice but to return to the hotel early to rest. When the blogger appeared in front of the camera again, he was already in the hotel restaurant, having ordered a hot pot set meal and preparing to eat. But before that, he reminded foreign tourists who plan to travel to China to make sure to download Alipay in advance. Because electronic payment has become widespread in China, it is very rare to see anyone using cash here. This measure can also greatly ensure personal and property safety. Picking up a slice of freshly cooked meat and putting it into his mouth, the blogger nodded repeatedly, moved by the deliciousness of the hot pot.
That's so good. Wow, absolutely delicious. My God, I love hot pot.
But what no one expected was that after just 2 days of traveling, This American blogger, who had initially held biases against China, not only no longer wanted to leave, but also asked his followers to recommend other interesting cities in China, saying that over the next period of time he would properly experience the customs and culture of different Chinese cities.
When this American blogger stood before the skyline of Shanghai and rode on a high-speed train traveling at 350 kilometers per hour, he thought he was simply here for a trip. But in reality, what he experienced was a reset of his perception. Many people see China's development as a miracle, but miracles are often accidental, while China's transformation is more like the inevitable result of long-term accumulation. 5,000 years of civilization have never been about short-term bursts, but about a system capable of continuous evolution. When the conditions are right, it naturally returns to center stage. What truly astonishes people is not just the speed or the prosperity, but the sense of order that continues to operate steadily at such a massive scale. That is not luck, that is structure. The world will ultimately follow efficiency and vitality. And when more and more people see China with their own eyes, the answer has already been written.